Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again on my channel. Yes, I'm Sola John and I hope you have subscribed. If you haven't, just click on the red button, subscribe, and then turn on your notification, okay, so you know when we post new video. Like, comment, and let me get to know your feedback. Today I want to talk about the 10 common money mistakes that we all make. 10 common money mistakes. We talk a lot about financial intelligence. You read about it, you hear about it, but it's something that we don't talk about well enough. But today is the 10 common money mistakes that we made that I want to talk about. Money has become part of our daily transaction. Money is an exchange of value. Money is important in the running of your life and your economy, the economy of any country. Unfortunately, because we are not taught well enough about it, so we don't know how to manage money. And when you don't know how to make, to manage, and to multiply money, then poverty is knocking at the door. How to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply money is something that we should be taught the same way we are taught how to take care of our body. It's something you should be taught the same way you are taught how to prepare for your home. Simply, you should be taught as you are taught how to dress. It's so essential because money is a means of exchange of value. So how do you make money? How do you manage it? And how do you multiply it? First common mistake I think I want to talk about is that we learn to spend money before we learn to make money. Because of how the world is gone commercial, okay? Everything has become transactional. So a little baby, you need to buy diapers for the baby, you need to buy baby feed, and that's how the child grows into seeing expenses being made. So a lot of us, we grew into expenses being made. We are sent to go buy things before we are taught how to make the money. It's a major common money mistake. When you know how to spend before you know how to make money, there's every tendency you are likely going to spend more than you make. And it's a problem. So what do? We need to begin to teach children how to make money. When they know how to make money, they know the value of money, so they don't waste money, or they know how to save money. It's important that even you as an adult teach yourself how to make money. If you don't know how to make money, you know how to spend money, you already have a problem. I want to acknowledge my mother of blessed memory. She will always say, you don't go buy things from people and you don't sell anything. And she kept telling us that. We didn't really understand. As I began to grow, then I got to understand what this is what I was saying. You don't go, each time money comes into your hand, if you take it out to go give someone, who gives you money in return for what you have to offer? You need to think like that. That as I am giving out money to get the shirt I'm wearing, to get the cloth I'm wearing, to get the dress I'm wearing, to get my hair cut, someone also should give me money to collect something from me. Therefore, you can get money from people by either delivering goods or products or services, okay? So you do something, you serve them, they pay you. You give them products, they give you money. Because you need to collect from as many people as you need to give. In fact, you need to collect more from people that you give out if you are not going to be poor. A research was carried out and they discovered that most millionaires have at least 7 streams of income. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Think of any millionaire you can think of. They are providing more than one service or the other, more than one product or the other. It means they are making money from all fronts. So if they don't make money on Monday, they make on Tuesday. They don't make on Tuesday for like 7 days of the week, 7 different products. And that's the thinking mindset of an entrepreneur, of someone who wants to be wealthy, someone who wants to be comfortable. It's not just about giving out to people, it's about also receiving from people. So that's the first common mistake that we make about money. We know how to spend money before we know how to make money. Number 2, not knowing the value of money. And when we say the value of money, we are not saying the amount, we are saying the worth of it. A lot of people don't appreciate when they are giving money. Maybe pro bono, somebody dash them some money, give them some money just as a gift. They don't appreciate it because they don't know the worth. For someone who earns 100,000, whether in naira or in dollar, you divide it by the number of days they work, 30 days in a week, in a month, then the number of hours they work in a day, you get to know what they earn per hour. So for someone to part with 10,000 naira to you, you need to know that he has worked for like a whole day or a week to be able to give you that amount. And a lot of people don't understand. So you want to buy goods, you want to pay for services. You need to be able to calculate how many days of my life will I have worked to be able to afford this. It's important that we know the value. The value is the worth, not in the same money, but in time. Because we spend time to make money, or we spend idea to make money. Whatever it is, something has to go for money to come in. And so it is important. A lot of us don't know the value of money, the worth of it. Okay? And this is key. So that before you pay for goods and services, you know exactly the range of what you can afford. Some years ago, I had a problem with my phone and I needed to buy another phone. Now, I was earning salary and was fairly good enough. But I said to myself, I'm not going to buy any phone above a particular amount of money. And I told myself that, not because I can't afford it, but I know how many days of work I'm going to be able to part with to be able to buy that amount of money for phone. Coincidentally, someone else bought the phone for me. But I told the person, I don't want a phone that is more than this amount, okay? I still know what I'm doing. Even though the person was going to provide it for free, I know at my level, I know what the worth of that money was. And it took the phone to get bad before I increased the amount again to another level. Sometimes I see people who they literally support. They have uncles, they have friends, they have brothers. They just make money once off. They use phones that people that are really working, that are in business, people that are making money will not even use. It's lack of understanding the worth of the money. If you know the worth, you won't use certain kind of products. Not because you are a second-class person, no, but you just know what you could afford per time. You know your level. It's very key. A lot of people might not take this very seriously, but I want you to know it's one of the reasons why some people are poor. Okay, because the money comes and they spend it the way they see the money, and then soon they run into poverty. Don't make that mistake. Okay. Number 3, spending money more than you earn. It is called living above your means. Okay, when you spend more than you earn, poverty is by the corner. You run into debt. Some people have a very large lifestyle, just like I said earlier on, knowing the worth of money. When you spend more than you earn, you are just a step away from being broke. You are a step away from poverty. You've got to be able to plan and have your budget, which I'm going to talk about next. But you've got to be able to know how much comes in and make sure what goes out of your hand is not more than that. And even in what comes in, you cannot spend everything. Have formula for what you spend. Okay, so you can have formula for, I'm going to talk about budgeting after now. But living within your means, in fact, not within your means, below your means, is better off for you because it guarantees some level of excess, some emergency funds, which I'm going to talk about later. So a lot of people live above their means. They want to impress people with what they wear, with what they eat, with where they go. Unknown to them that the people you are impressing don't really like you. Okay, someone once said you spend the money you don't have to buy the things you don't need to impress people you don't like. You just be happy with yourself, okay? Anybody who don't like you the way they are free to go to places, wherever they want to go to. But for you to live your life and spend your hard-earned money, or even if it was given to you, even if you are living on social security, to social welfare, to spend your hard-earned money to make people happy or to make people like you, is not a good way to live. All right? So it's important that you avoid that. The next mistake, number 5, that we make, number 4 or 5, is living in debt. Okay? There are people who live from debt to debt. They are always borrowing. Sometimes I understand because economy can be hard. However, if you are going to live in debt, don't live in debt for consumption. Don't borrow to buy what to eat. If you are borrowing to invest, it's a different thing. You are running a business and you need capital to keep running it, so you borrow money from banks, from individuals. But don't live in debt just for what to eat and drink. It's not a good way to live. Rather manage yourself and manage with the little you have. No condition is permanent. Things get better. Living in debt to appear good in the way you dress, living in debt to appear nice by giving people money, living in debt to make a statement to people is not a wise way of living. It may not become common in some countries, but in some countries, people literally live on their credit card. And because they pay, they just live paying debt. Even when they want to relocate, they can't relocate because they have debt on their neck. I used to have a friend of blessed memory now. And when she wanted to relocate to another country, she couldn't. She said she had a pile of debt. Of course, it was understandable because of her situation then. But that's the reality of some people. Now, if you are living in debt, you need to give yourself time to pay off the debt. You need to plan and pay it off and then start gradually. In our part of the world, we don't thrive in debt, especially if you are not in business, okay? We prefer that whatever we want to buy, we have the money to be able to pay for it, not that we're buying things on credit. Sometimes it can be tempting. Buying things on credit, you buy more than what you need, or you even buy what you don't need, because you always anticipate that you're going to pay later in the future. So living in debt is another common money mistake that we make. What's another one that we make? Number 5, not investing. And when we talk about investment, a lot of people think that investment has to be you have big money you put into a big business, or you build a house you want to sell, or you build a plaza or something. No, investment start gradually. First, you start by saving. Then when you save, you put it into something. Let me give you an instance of investment. You could choose to go into animal production. You could choose to go into birds. Okay, you buy some birds, layers, okay, and then you buy them at pullet stage and you groom them. What happens to them? That's an investment. If you take care of them, they're going to lay eggs for you. You're going to sell the eggs, and then when you need meat, sometimes you may not need to buy meat, you could kill the chicken, okay, and then the more you do that, the more you have a mindset that you are making money. You could go into animal production. It could be piggery, it could be goat, it could be any kind of animal. What I'm saying is that let every money that comes into your hand yield another money. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it teaches this principle. Okay? Let every money that comes into your hand, let it be a seed to birth another money. Not that money comes into your hand and they go like stranger. Money don't like to stay in the hands of people that don't know how to keep and to manage and to multiply them. Okay, so they come in and then pew, they are gone. Not investing. And investing doesn't have to be big. If you learn to do it, this is a culture, okay? You need to understand. When you learn to do it little by little, it becomes part of you. So I remember a friend who was talking to me about investing some years ago, and he said to me, when you understand this, you will lose your sleep just because you need to invest. And I quite understand. The same way those who spend money carelessly, okay, lose their sleep because they need money to spend. Same way people who understand investment lose their sleep also because they need to invest. So every money that comes in, they put it into something. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you my personal philosophy about money. Living in debt. Okay? Number 6, not saving. When people don't save, they don't plan for the future. Saving has a way of helping you. I remember during the lockdown, okay, I didn't really go through so much stress that people went through, because prior to the lockdown, we had some things we invested in, and then some of them we sold, and I collected the money and then locked it in an account. So after locking it in an account, it just got matured during the lockdown. So when people were really running helter-skelter because there was no commercial activities, I didn't really have too much problem with my family because we had something locked up somewhere that could help us. And that helps me to understand. Of course, I save, but that brought again out the importance of saving. We usually say we save for a rainy day. And of course, you know that it can rain anytime. It doesn't have to give you prior notice. Emergencies happen. So when you don't have savings, you don't have a buffer, you don't have a backup plan, you don't have emergency fund, which I'm going to talk about. Okay, when you don't have savings, you must learn to deny yourself. And this is not easy. Every money that comes into your hand, if you don't put it into use before things come, things will always come. Money don't have the frivolity, the pleasure of just being around, being useless. So savings is not saving is another mistake we make. Okay, what's another mistake we make? Maybe number 6, not paying your bills. A lot of people are fond of just running away from their bills. Okay, electrical bill they don't want to pay, water bill they don't want to pay, they owe school fees, they owe everywhere. Now it's not good for you, okay, because it has a way of denting your image. I realize that in any system you can actually operate without having problem with people. If only you play by the rule. I've done businesses with people and I've been amazed as to how people can be so trusting when I promise them. And when I look in retrospect, I remember that I've been doing business with this person and I've never failed them. So when I promise that I will get in touch with them, maybe in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time, they don't argue with me because they just know that with this man that I know. I remember one time I wanted to buy something and I told the guy I don't have the money, and he said, are you not the person? Go with it. Anytime you have the money, I have known you. The day I was thinking through, I was like, why would this guy trust me this much? Then I remember for 8 years I've known him and have not lied to him, okay? When I said I was going to pay, I did. And so you need to know that when you pay your bills, your goodwill increases. People can trust you with credit facilities, which is also part of sales anyway. So it's important that you don't delay in paying your bills when you need to. Okay, number 8, people not planning to have emergency funds when things happen and they don't plan for it. You know, some systems, people develop so much of security and they don't have any plan for emergency. Emergency happen. And there has to be some sort of plan, temporary plan. It could be in stock, it could be in goods that you can easily convert into money, but there has to be some sort of emergency plan for funds. And in some cases, you could save for it. Let me tell you a very, very interesting experience. My daughter, when she was 10 years old, she said she needed a sewing machine because she was interested in fashion designing. And she said, give it to me when I'm 11 years old, when I'm marking my birthday. From the day she said it, I opened a savings account. And then they debit my account, any particular amount. Interestingly enough, when she was 11, we had gathered just enough to buy the sewing machine. And so when I promised her, when I said to her, don't worry, your birthday gift will be ready, people around were like, how do you make it happen? And I said, oh no, I've planned for it for 1 year. And I see people who sometimes they are pregnant or their wives are pregnant and then they are running helter-skelter. I'm not saying all fingers are equal, but if we plan well enough early, probably may be able to get to where we are going, our destination. So just start putting something little aside, little aside, little aside. Even if you don't have all that you need, it's easier to have help when you have something on ground. Okay, but not having an emergency plan is another mistake people make. And then number 9, not saving for retirement. Not everybody will be active for the rest of days of their life. A point comes, we get tired. A point comes, we need to go rest. You even need to stay off work just to go relax. There has to be some sort of plan for it. Okay, so when we get to retirement, what do we retire to? And sometimes it is good to tie this thing down, maybe not in cash because of inflation. You could tie it down in property, you could tie it down in investment that can just help. And the last thing I like to talk about is no budgeting. Number 10, no budgeting. People don't plan for their money. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When you don't plan for your money will drive you to do things you don't need. Some people are so impulsive, okay? So they just buy things on the impulse. Immediately they see something, I like this, I like that. That's not a good way to live. You need to be able to budget. Even charity. I've had people complain about, people say urgent 2K, urgent 5K, send to me. Have charity budget. If your charity budget is 10% of your profit, of your salary, make sure once you exhaust that, you are waiting until next month for whosoever needs help. It's very important because at the end of the day, what makes you irresponsible is your inability to manage your life and to manage your resources. And so not budgeting is a major problem. And of course, there are many budget templates. But in case you need a budget template, you could just reach out to me through my email and I'm going to forward one to you that helps you to do your budgeting. Adhere to it as strictly as possible. That helps you to be able to manage yourself and your resources. You know what you have resources for and what you don't have. Lastly, this is not any point, but it's just a general. For me, my philosophy is to always be broke. Okay? And somebody might say, why do you like poverty? I don't like poverty. What I mean by that is, before money comes into my hand, there is already something is going into. I have planned it. I will plan it. So that the money is coming, is going straight into the project. No money line follow without any use. They have to be told what to do. They are not to tell me what to do. So the goal is to be broke. The money comes, put it into something that either is yielding or something that is productive or something that is in need that needs to be taken care of. And so you just need to start from where you are, start putting it into practice, avoiding these money mistakes, and that is how we can get better, and then we'll be of more benefit to ourselves and the society. Until I come your way next time, don't forget, subscribe, comment, like, and then turn on your notifications so that you can know when we post new video. Bye.